What if becoming a millionaire didn't require a massive salary, risky bets, or perfect timing? What if the real secret was something almost boring, just $500 a month and patience? Most people believe wealth is built through big wins and dramatic moments, but the truth is far quieter. The math behind long-term investing is so powerful that even average people with average incomes can end up wealthy if they understand one thing: time. In this video, I'll show you how $500 a month can realistically grow into $1 million, why most people never make it, and what separates those who quietly build wealth from those who stay stuck forever. Part 1. Why $500 feels too small. At first glance, $500 a month feels insignificant. It doesn't change your lifestyle, impress anyone, or create instant results. In a world obsessed with fast money and overnight success, small consistent actions feel pointless. That's why most people ignore them. They underestimate how powerful repetition can be when combined with time. Spending $500 feels more rewarding than investing it because the reward is immediate. Investing feels invisible at first, but wealth is rarely built through dramatic actions. It's built through boring decisions repeated consistently. The problem isn't that $500 is too small. The problem is that our brains are wired to value immediate pleasure over long-term outcomes, and that mindset quietly keeps people poor. Part 2. The simple monthly math. Let's break this down with real numbers. $500 per month equals $6,000 per year. Over 30 years, that's $180,000 of your own money invested. On its own, that number doesn't sound impressive. But investing isn't about how much you put in. It's about what your money does over time. When that $500 is invested consistently in the market, earning an average annual return of around 8%, compounding takes over. Your money begins earning money, and then those earnings start earning more money. Over 3 decades, this simple habit can grow into roughly $1 million. The shocking part is that most of the final amount doesn't come from you. It comes from growth. Part 3. The power of compounding. Compounding is the most misunderstood force in personal finance. Early on, it looks weak. Your balance barely moves and progress feels slow. This is where most people give up. But compounding isn't linear. It's exponential. Growth accelerates over time. The first 10 years feel almost pointless. The next 10 years feel encouraging. The final 10 years feel unreal. By the end, your investments may grow more in a single year than you contributed over several years combined. Compounding rewards patience more than intelligence. You don't need to be smart. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to stay invested long enough for the math to start working in your favor. Part 4. Time matters more than amount. Most people obsess over how much they invest instead of when they start. Starting early is far more important than starting big. Someone investing $500 a month in their 20s can outperform someone investing $1,000 a month starting in their 40s. Why? Because time multiplies effort. Every year you delay is a year of compounding you never get back. That's why waiting for the perfect moment is so expensive. You don't need more money, you need more time. And the only way to get time on your side is to start now, even if the amount feels uncomfortable or imperfect. Part 5. Why most people fail. The math works, but behavior ruins it. Most people quit during market crashes. They stop investing when things feel uncertain. They pause contributions temporarily and never restart. Others increase their lifestyle every time their income grows, leaving nothing extra to invest. The biggest threat to long-term wealth isn't the market, it's emotional decision-making. Wealth is built by those who keep going when results aren't visible. Investing rewards consistency, not confidence. The people who win aren't smarter, they're calmer. They understand that volatility is normal and temporary, but quitting is permanent. Part 6. Consistency beats talent. You don't need to predict the market, pick winning stocks, or follow financial news every day to build wealth. In fact, doing less often leads to better long-term results. The real advantage comes from consistency. Investing every month, regardless of headlines or market moods, builds discipline and momentum over time. Eventually, your contributions grow automatically, and investing becomes part of who you are rather than a decision you constantly debate. This removes emotion from the process and reduces costly mistakes. Wealth isn't built through brilliant, lucky moves. It's built by avoiding bad ones and staying the course. Remaining consistent through slow, boring years is what allows extraordinary results to appear later. Part 7. It's not about $500 exactly. The lesson here isn't that $500 is some magical number. It's that regular investing, at any level, compounds into something meaningful over time. If you can only invest $200 a month, start there. If $300 is realistic, do that. What truly matters is building the habit and protecting it as your income grows. Most people never become wealthy because they never create momentum. They wait for the right amount instead of starting with what they have. Small, consistent contributions grow into powerful results when paired with time and discipline. The amount you invest can change as your situation improves, but the habit must remain non-negotiable. That consistency is what quietly builds long-term wealth. Part 8. The mindset shift. At a certain point, investing stops feeling like a sacrifice and starts feeling like freedom. You no longer ask how much you can spend without guilt. Instead, you ask how much you can invest without hesitation. That shift changes everything. Money stops being something you consume for short-term pleasure and becomes a tool that works for you in the background. Wealth has far less to do with income than it does with behavior. People with modest salaries but strong habits often build more wealth than high earners with poor discipline. Once this mindset clicks, financial stress begins to fade, decisions become clearer, and long-term confidence grows. You stop chasing quick wins and start building something permanent. Part 9. The real question. $500 a month won't make you rich next year, and it won't impress anyone tomorrow. There are no flashy moments, no instant rewards, and no sudden lifestyle upgrades. But over time, that small, consistent action can quietly reshape your entire future. The math is proven, and the strategy is simple. The only question that really matters is whether you'll stick with it long enough for the results to show. Wealth doesn't require perfect timing, expert knowledge, or constant action. It requires persistence. The people who succeed aren't the most talented or confident. They're the ones who keep going when progress feels slow, boring, and unrewarding. That's where real wealth is built, and that's where the true separation happens. If this video helped you see money differently, like and subscribe for more content like this. Share it with someone who thinks wealth is impossible for them. And comment below, what amount could you start investing every month today? Remember, wealth doesn't start with millions. It starts with consistency,